I had a speech all written out, and I'll get to that for a second. So I'm gonna tell the teleprompter man he's just gonna have to be patient with me for a second, because listening to the ladies who spoke before me and the truths that they spoke, it always touches me. I feel it, and it sometimes gets hard for me to articulate just what's going through my head at this time. But I know that the women who have gone through this program have truly been transformed. And if I've been just a little small part of that, I am so deeply gratified. If we're ever on a Zoom call, you'll see that I have pictures of all 300 women on my wall. These are women who I've had the pleasure to speak to hear from, to listen to, and hopefully share some of my perspectives. And it is one of the things that will always be very close to me, to know that I've been a part of something that's just bigger than me, and it is so transformative. I believe that the seeds that I'm planting now in the hearts and the minds of these women will germinate in a tremendous wave of change. We need this now. When I think about what's happening in the Supreme Court and women's rights and who are making those decisions, it's not the women. They need a voice. So I want to first of all thank Dr. Davids for the work that she's begun. When we started this journey back in 2018, it was just a dream about what one person, one woman could do that sort of changed the course of time, to create a voice for women to make the change. And damn it, she did it. So as the story goes, this was a Latina issue, and being a deep and vibrant Latina, you could understand why. But after those first couple of courses, as we were sitting down and she was telling me about some of the challenges and struggles that she had, I said, this is not a Latina issue. This is a woman's issue. And the universal truths that you're espousing, the guidance that you're giving to these women, is something that can be truly transformational. And what we need to do is try to move forward and embrace and put our arms around as many of them as we possibly can. Because these are the seeds that we're planting. The women, the leaders of today, are going to sprout the multicultural leaders of tomorrow. A new perspective. These are the change agents. And this is why I'm here, and this is why I feel so passionate about this program. This isn't a corporate obligation. This is something that comes from the soul. And when I think about, where that has come from, let me recognize two women who are so impactful in my lives. Two of my three sisters are here. Zenobia, Mishla, you've been my heart and soul. You have supported me. And when I think about the struggles that they went through in their lives, trying to navigate through the corporate jungle, and understanding that people didn't see them the same as I did, how can I change that paradigm? One of the people that's not here is my young niece, Sanaya Ward. She's 13 years old. Lives in our ancestral home, looking for the type of freedom that can come with independence, self-confidence, and strong role models. The seeds that we're planting today are the role models that she will draw on as she gets older. That's all of you in this room. That's all of the scholars that are here tonight. It's personal. What I do, how I help, it's all very personal. I think there's a Chinese proverb that said, on one end of the world, a butterfly flaps its wings and it causes a hurricane on the other. This is a room full of butterflies. You are going to change the world. And my gratitude to the inspiration, to the foresight of Dr. Davids and the leadership of the Institute team is one of the reasons why I'm here. This is one of the reasons why I'm so engaged. You know, when I thought about legacy, I thought, okay, it's over for me. I'm down the road. What am I going to do now? And as I was sharing that sort of vicarious thought in the line, one of my dear friends said, it's not the end of the road. It's what you're leaving behind. It is the foundation that you're creating. And that's the thing that gives me breath. That's the thing that compels me to do what I do, is to try and create that change. You know, there's a statistic, and when I started doing these speeches, I was looking for some benchmark, and there's a company called McKinsey & Company. I'm sure all of you know about it. They've been doing a study on women in the workplace since 2015, and I was using those statistics as sort of my bellwether. You know, are we making the change? Is it possible to make it happen? And each year they were depressing because the gap got wider and wider and wider and wider. Well, there's still a chasm, but that chasm is narrowing. As women all over the country are stepping up and learning how to speak and advocate for themselves in ways that are kinetic, they are creating change. It is my belief that what we're doing here today is creating the hurricane of change that will come across this country. I know that's a big thought. I'm just one guy, but this is my belief. A change is going to come, and it's going to be out of the brilliance, the perseverance, the fortitude, the vulnerability, the challenge that all of these women that are going through this program will tell to you about. They're going to tell you about how hard the curriculum is. They're going to tell you about, I got to get vulnerable. Me? What? Huh? Well, you got to know yourself before you can know anyone else. And one of the things that I've learned from Dr. Davids, Yasmin, my dearest friend, is that there is power in vulnerability. We think that shutting off and being safe makes you strong. It makes you weaker because you don't let other people in to help you. And what I've seen in the cohort of women is that they've become not just a group of individuals, but a collective who are codependent on each other because of the vulnerability, the conversations, the insecurities that they've been able to share and compensate for each other. This is one of the things that I think that makes this program so unique. It's not just academics. It's not just how to do the right PowerPoint presentation. It is about how do we, as a people, as human beings, how do we become better leaders? It is a collective thought. It is a codependency. It is a vulnerability. But it's also a very warm embrace around some central issues. This is not at all what I got up here to speak with all of you about. It isn't. But you can probably tell I'm feeling myself tonight. And Dr. Yasmin and I have talked about this night for quite some time and what it would be like, and I never thought that it would be here, but here we are. And so, Mr. Teleprompter Man, I'm sorry. I just totally blew your gig. But I hope you know what I'm telling you is heartfelt. It's deeply coming from here. You 300 women and the 300 who will come after you, I got you. We got you through the perpetuation of this program. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to just share this feeling with all of you. I am so deeply humbled to receive this award, this recognition, and to be in the company of so many great people. Senator, you and I have shared the stage on a couple of different occasions. I know your story. I know your sister. I know your family. And tonight I found out what really drives you too. And it is humbling to think that I could be in the shadow of the light that you cast. Thank you so much. So, I know I'm well over my 15 minutes, and I'm going to say goodnight, but I'm also going to say thank you. And finally, support this program. Sponsor your women. Take control of your situation. You will have my endless gratitude. Thank you very much. Good night.